So let's go to Kansas City, Baltimore, who this one was interesting because the first series of the game, Sammy Watkins slips and falls. Lamar Jackson throws it right to Tyrann Mathieu, runs it back for a pick-6 touchdown. It's 7-0 right off the bat. And then he goes back out there, runs a little bit, completes a couple of passes, then throws into triple coverage, picked off by Tyrann Mathieu again. And all that was going across the Twitter airwaves was he sucks, they need a new quarterback, Lamar Jackson stinks, he can't throw, he's terrible. And the Baltimore Ravens ended up beating Kansas City 36-35, and Lamar Jackson looked incredible. Like, here's my thing with Lamar, man. And I've tweeted things out in the past saying that I believe that Jalen Hurts is a more developed passer. He's a better passer than Lamar Jackson. I still wholeheartedly believe that. But Lamar Jackson is never, ever, ever, ever going to be Peyton Manning. He's not going to be Drew Brees. He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. And he does not have to be. Like, when you watch him run, I'm not joking. I'm old enough to truly remember watching Michael Vick in his prime from when Virginia Tech played Florida State in the national championship game to his rookie season to his, like, I remember watching Michael Vick. The juice that Lamar Jackson has and the control in which he runs the ball and he seemingly never takes big shots, that's what they've got to do. Exactly what they did in this game. Run, take your shots. When they get Rashad Bateman back, I tweeted out, Baltimore is desperately missing a wide receiver that can man targets in the intermediate quadrant of the field. It's either like check down or go for broke with Baltimore right now without Rashad Bateman. But Lamar Jackson, 18 for 26, 239, one passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, 16 carries, 107 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Marquise Hollywood-Brown, 6 for 113 and 1. Tyson Williams looked good, 77. Had a fumble right at the goal line that was popped up. Yeah. Caught by Devin Duvernay, scored a touchdown. But the Ravens, man, I was impressed because for him to have the mental fortitude to stick through that game and continue to play well after everything was going so bad to start, I don't know why there's so much Lamar Jackson hate. Let me tell you something. If people are getting onto Lamar right now, then we need to be getting on to Josh Allen because he's looked terrible as well. Josh Allen has not looked like the however many hundreds of $1 million he just got. He doesn't look like the same player he was last year. Lamar Jackson is a special talent, and it takes a special coaching staff, a special commitment from an organization to build around that type of quarterback, but you can win with Lamar Jackson, and I think he's a fantastic quarterback, even though he will never be mentioned in the upper echelon of passers. He doesn't need to be. Lamar Jackson and that Ravens defense really corralling down Tyreek Hill, not giving up the big plays, that's what won that game. I was incredibly impressed by the Ravens in this one, Jay.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, man. And I think what's most annoying to me is this is what I wanted out of Lamar in week 1. You know, like, he made the mistake, so he had to put it on himself to get them back. But against the Raiders, they played fine, and I felt like he didn't take control early enough in that game. So that, to me, was kind of the biggest issue with this game in the first place, was that Lamar played so well. You know, you had the 2 picks, but after that, turnover free, had the team humming. They were running the ball like crazy, which is what we expected to see. But for me, it was he actually took control of that game and did what he needed to do to win it. Where against the Raiders, I felt like they kind of played not to lose. But to speak about Hollywood and how much slander he got last season, yeah, everyone's saying he's a bust, he's no good. And to be fair, he did score a lot on kind of broken plays, but they looked great in the RPO game as well. He looked great throwing the ball sideline to sideline on some of his throws. You know, there's a few throws he missed, but honestly, him and Hollywood have that chemistry. They've been working together, obviously, in the offseason, and there was that one broken play for the touchdown. But even outside of that, I know you talked about it, the throw he made to Hollywood last week in the end zone was an amazing play.
Yeah.
But just the ability for Lamar you can tell how much he's really been through because those 2 interceptions really didn't phase him all that much. They just kept running the ball. He kept, slowly working away.
He's unfazed,
He really
man.
was. He really was. And that's the biggest thing about him.
Yeah.
He's legit. Dude did not care about those picks at all. He knew that his team was good enough to give him a shot. And more importantly, he was good enough to give his team a shot to win that game. And that's exactly what they did. They went forward on 4th and 1. like we all expected them to. And I think it was Harbaugh who you see the soundbite of him on the sidelines saying, "Lamar, you want to go for it?" And Lamar's like, "Hell yeah!" And he runs up the middle. He grabs the game by the balls and just took it away from Kansas City. Spectacular performance from Lamar. Couldn't be more proud of him. Even though I did bet against him and thought they would lose, he earned that game in every sense of the word. And I hope we see the same thing every single week from Lamar, because that's what we're going to need to win games.
We got to stop.
And he's going to have to put the team on his back.
Again, we got to stop. Put respect on Lamar's name. He will not be Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to dissect you from the pocket consistently week in and week out. But the skill set that he has and what he brings to the table, no other quarterback in the NFL can do that. Not even Kyler Murray, for as good as he runs around, he is not the runner that Lamar Jackson is. Lamar Jackson is one of one, and if you have him in fantasy football, you should be excited. I mean, 239 and 1, I'll take that every week if he's giving me 100 yards on the ground, and he makes it look effortless. Lamar Jackson, fantastic. Yep. Patrick Mahomes is a stud. I mean, this was weird because he played really well, but it seemed like he was outshined by Lamar Jackson. I mean, he had that one touchdown throw was just, I mean, he's like running up. Just how he did that, I don't know. I don't know how Mahomes. Listen, and let's keep it real about Mahomes. Best player, best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, bar none. But he gets away with a lot of bad throws as well because he's so talented. Oh, yeah. You just live with it, right? Like, he should have probably a couple picked off. He did throw one, but he throws some bad balls as well. You know, he just kind of YOLOs it, but when he's winning and when he's completing those more times than not, you just live with that. But 24 for 31, 343 and 3, and it seemed like he was just outplayed by Lamar Jackson. Travis Kelce, 7 for 109 and a touchdown. Death taxes and Travis Kelce going off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I have been a resident truther on Clyde Edwards-Helaire Island. Listen, now, this was his first career fumble. So I don't want to put him in the Ronald Jones category. This is the first time this man has lost a fumble in the NFL. But 13 for 46, he ran well early. I'm starting to get real concerned about CEH and what Kansas City is going to do with him moving forward, because that fumble did lose him the game. I do think that had he not fumbled, the Chiefs probably would have scored the ball or at least had a good chance to score. But yeah, not good for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Just a little concerned. And if you have him in Dynasty, I don't even know what you can really trade him for right now. So you're kind of left just holding that and praying that he figures it out. But it's like I said last week. A lot of people were like, oh, it was the game script. It's not game script. Like, this is Clyde. Like, we've seen this pattern and this usage from this running back. He's an afterthought in the offense. Like, he's an afterthought. It's throw the ball downfield. Mahomes isn't checking down. They're not designing screen plays like Christian McCaffrey gets out of Carolina. He's an afterthought. Right now, he's a mid-range RB2. Like, you're banking on touchdowns. And when they get to the goal line, they don't even have him in. Darrell Williams got the goal line carry. Like, he's a mid to low RB2 at this point. Not looking good for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but Baltimore evens up their record to 1-1. And I think this is going to really set them. That you can tell that they wanted this game. Like, when the game was over, they were excited, jumping around like they won the damn AFC title game. This was a big win for Baltimore. The first time Lamar has taken down Mahomes in head-to-head matchups. Just fantastic performance by the Ravens. Fantastic performance by Lamar Jackson.